So you start off with x cubed minus 2x squared minus 24x. So first you identify that they all have a common factor of x. So you factor it out, so you get x in parentheses x squared minus 2x minus 24. So now you want to factor what's inside the parentheses. So you want to find a factor that multiplies to negative 24 but adds to negative 2. So that's negative 6 and 4. So your final answer is x in one parentheses x minus 6 and in another parentheses x plus 4. So for the next problem, you're going to need to know these two equations. So if it's a cubed plus b cubed, you want to use the sum equation, which is a plus b in another parentheses a squared minus ab plus b squared. And if it's a cubed minus b cubed, you want to use the difference equation, which is a minus b, and then in another parentheses a squared plus ab minus b squared. So you can tell since it's positive, you want to use the sum equation, so that's a plus b, and then in another parentheses a squared minus ab plus b squared. So you want to take the cube root of x squared, which is x, and then the cube root of 64, which is 4, and you want to just take that and plug it into the equation. So you get x plus 4, and another parentheses x squared minus 4x plus 16. So factor by grouping allows you to factor the two numbers on the left together and then the two numbers on the right together. So x cubed minus 5x both have a common factor of x squared. So you get x squared in parentheses x minus 5. And then 6x minus 30 both have a common factor of positive 6. So you get positive 6 in parentheses x minus 5. So since both have the same factor in parentheses, that counts as one factor in your final answer. And your second factor will be the two numbers that you factored out, x squared and then positive 6 put together. So your final answer is x squared plus 6 and then another parentheses x minus 5. I'm going to factor out a common factor, which is 3x squared. So you're left with 3x squared in parentheses x to the 6th plus x cubed minus 20. So then you just want to factor what's in the parentheses, which leaves you with 3x squared in one parentheses x cubed plus 5 and in another parentheses x cubed minus 5. So for these next two problems, you're going to need to use the factor theorem, which says a polynomial f of x has a factor x minus k if and only if f of k equals 0. So you start off with f of x equals 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 37x minus 60, and they want to know if x minus 4 is a factor. So you know if you have x minus 4 that x equals 4, so you want to plug in 4 where you have every x. So you get f of 4 equals 2 times 4 raised to the third plus 5 times 4 raised to the second minus 37 times 4 minus 60. So you just need to simplify from there. So you have f of 4 equals 128 plus 80 minus 148 minus 60. So add that all together and you get f of 4 equals 0. So because of the factor theorem, since it equals 0, f of 4 equals 0, the binomial x minus 4 is a factor of f of x equals 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 37x minus 60. So 1 times negative 4 is negative 4, which gives, and add that with negative 1, which gives you negative 5. Multiply that with negative 4, and that gives you positive 20. Add that with negative 20, and that gives you 0. Multiply that with negative 4, and that gives you 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. So since you know that there is no remainder, x plus 4 is a factor. So from synthetic division, you get x squared minus 5x. So you can factor out an x from that. So your final answer is x times x minus 5 times x plus 4. The volume in cubic inches of a shipping box is modeled by V equals 2x cubed minus 19x squared plus 30x. and they want to know where x is the length in inches, determine the values of x for which the model makes sense. So they give you the equation 2x cubed minus 19x squared plus 39x. So you just want to factor out the common factor, which is x. So you get x times 2x squared minus 19x plus 39. And you just want to factor what's in parentheses, so that factors out to 2x minus 13 and x minus 3. So you want to set those both equal to 0 and solve. So you get x equals 6.5 and x equals 3. So that lets you know the box must be greater than 6.5.